How much protein and how many calories does my child need to eat per day? That's the question we're going to answer today. I'm Dr. Noha Polak from Progressive Pediatrics in Union City in Bayonne, New Jersey. I've been a pediatrician there since 1996. Some of my patients have been asking this question, and one in particular asked me to address this question in a Facebook Live. So shout out to you, young lady. So let's answer the question. First of all, I'd like to say a couple of messages to parents. The main message we should be giving our children is that food is not good or bad, but it has a certain nutritional value or nutritional punch. So let's talk to our kids about how important it is to get food with the most nutritional punch. When you are looking at a food, if it's potato chips, very little nutritional punch. But if it is a healthy sandwich on whole grain bread with a good amount of protein, that has a high nutritional punch. So let's talk about how important it is to pick food that has a great nutritional punch versus no nutritional punch. Secondly, let's talk to our children about having a healthy diet and a healthy weight and a healthy attitude, instead of saying, oh, it's better to be thinner or fatter, etc. So let's use those terms to help our children have a good relationship with food and with their bodies. So what is a serving size? I've been asked to define that. So the main message I have about serving sizes is it's a lot less than you think. You go to a restaurant and you order a burger, it says 8-ounce burger or 10-ounce steak, and the bottom line is that's much more than a serving. A serving for any meat that you're eating is about 3 ounces, and 3 ounces of meat is about the size of a computer mouse. That's it. One serving is the size of a computer mouse. So if you're looking on your plate and it looks like you have the size of 2 computer mice or 2 decks of cards of meat, that's too much for one serving. The size of an amount of grain per serving would be, like for rice or pasta, would also be the size of a computer mouse approximately, or a handful of pasta. 1 handful, not 2 handfuls of pasta is 1 serving. In terms of raw fruits or vegetables, the size of a tennis ball for a fruit. For a vegetable, the size of a baseball is appropriate for 1 serving size. If you're eating a solid cheese, like one of the hard cheeses, a serving size would be the size of 2 dominoes. Just 2 little dominoes would be 1 serving of cheese. And if you're eating salad dressing, this is really important. It's the size of this part of your thumb. That's what is 1 serving of salad dressing. So what are the nutritional needs of teenagers between the ages of 14 and 18? Approximately 2,000 calories per day, plus or minus about 400. So if you're a girl, you subtract 400. If you're a very active guy, you can add 400. But on average, it's about 2,000 calories per day that are required for the ages of 14 to 18. How much protein per day is about 5 to 7 ounces, or the size of 2 computer mouses in the entire day. Not in 1 meal of protein per day is required for optimal health and growth. What about fruits and vegetables? 2 cups of fruit, 3 cups of vegetables are recommended per day. How many grains is 6 to 10 ounces for teenagers? So 6 to 10 ounces, which is a maximum of about 3 computer mouse sizes of grains in the entire day. So it's either 3 slices of bread or 1 computer mouse size of rice and 1 computer mouse size of pasta and 1 piece of bread. That's the max they're supposed to eat. Calcium-rich drinks, whether it's dairy or non-dairy drinks, the recommendation is 3 cups per day for teenagers. What about preteens? Preteens have the biggest variety because some preteens between the ages of 9 and 13 have gone through puberty and others haven't. So those who have not yet gone through puberty and they're not growing so fast, they need about 1,400 calories per day. But if they're in the middle of puberty and they're active, they can eat up to 2,200 per day. So you have to really understand where your child is in terms of growth and activity level to make that determination. They need approximately 6 ounces of protein per day. The preteens, so about 2 computer mouse size pieces of meat in the entire day. They need 2 cups of fruit, 3 vegetables per day. And in terms of grains, 5 to 9 ounces a day. So between 2 and 3 computer mouse size servings of grains per day. and they still need their calcium-enriched drinks, whether it's dairy or non-dairy, 3 cups per day for preteens. In terms of school-age children between the ages of 5 and 8, it's a little bit less, of course, because they're not growing as fast. Their caloric needs are between 1,200 and 1,800 per day. 1,800 is the max. That's it for a very active child who's playing a couple of hours a day of sports. If your child is home most of the day, between the ages of 5 and 8, they just need 1,200 calories per day. How much protein do they need? The age between 5 and 8, the requirements are about 3 to 5 ounces per day. So either 1 or 1.5 pieces of meat the size of a computer mouse for a child the ages 5 to 8. Fruits about 1 to 2 cups a day, and vegetables 2 to 3 cups a day. The grains is between 4 and 6 ounces. So the amount of grains a child between 5 and 8 should eat per day is maximum 2 computer mouse size pieces, and 1 would be okay too. They don't need a whole lot. And calcium-rich drinks, about 2.5 cups per day, whether it's dairy or non-dairy. So just want to give you some bottom line things to think about. Calorie needs depends on how active your child is and what stage they are in their growth. So don't forget that how important that is, the activity and the growth stage. Number 2, at even the highest stage, kids don't need more than approximately 2 computer mouse sized pieces of meat in the entire day. They don't need more than 3 computer sized servings of grains per day, and they should eat 2 fruits and approximately 3 vegetables per day. If your child likes only 1 vegetable, you can give it to them more than once a day. That's okay too. In terms of calcium intake for all kids, try to keep it between 2 and 3 cups per day. If they don't like milk, you can use yogurt. If you want to use cheese, be careful. It's high in fat, so don't forget what the serving size for cheese is, which is 2 domino pieces. So I just also want to let you know that metabolism is different between children. Just like with adults, we have different metabolisms and we burn calories at different rates. Some of us gain weight real fast. Others are much slower at gaining weight. So in order to keep track of that, you should have your child examined by their pediatrician once a year so that we can plot them on their growth chart. Now, if you come to our practice, you know that I love to show growth charts because the picture is worth 1,000 words. If you look at your chart, at your child's chart between the age of 2 and 18, and you could see the pattern, where did they change how they're eating? When did we make, different changes in their diet and how it really manifests in their growth chart? I love to discuss growth charts with parents because it's obvious where they need to make the tweaks and the changes, whether they need more calories for their children or less. Easy to fix if you catch it. So it's super important to have your child's physical exam done yearly, even if they don't require vaccines that year. And let's look at the growth chart together and discuss nutrition as well as physical activity. So this is it for today. If you like this video, please share it with your friends and family. We always love Google reviews and we always appreciate them. And as always, we're there for you to answer your questions, whether your child is well or sick. We are there 7 days a week in Union City and 5 days a week in Bayonne. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.